Greetings from JohnNicholsGallery.com in Santa Paula, California. Today we are going through photographs from an album that has been reluctantly broken up, and the album is photographs of Hilo, Hawaii by a photographer named Chock Chong, Chockchong. This photograph shows Chock Chong in front of the Hilo Drug Company Limited, and this photograph has a blind stamp on the lower right hand corner. The next photo is an interior of the drugstore showing that they sold Kodak supplies. So the owner was a photographer and sold supplies and ran a drugstore. Drugstores were often places in these days where people could either buy real photo postcards, buy postcards, or buy photographic supplies. Since Hilo, Hawaii is near volcanoes, this particular photograph, Volcanoes of Kilauea, Kilauea, by Chock Chong, copyright applied for. This is sort of in the negative, lower right. Very nice abstract. Little bit of browning at the edges. Another one with a blind stamp showing volcanic activity. More volcanic activity. This particular photograph has a brown stain in the sky. Dramatic view from above with titled and signed in the negative. This particular one has a blind stamp, and the Hawaii and volcano experts will have to tell me what this is. Bubbling waters, it looks like, but it might be fire. As you can see, dramatic photographs were taken at night of the scene, or this one looks like just after dusk. Another dramatic scene looks like surf, but it's not. Some brown stain diagonally, and nice one that shows different toning. It also has a blind stamp. A few of these were no blind stamp, no title or signing in the negative. This particular photograph shows evidence of what's called silvering at the edges, which is some residual fixer, not fully fixed, and residual silver sort of precipitates out, as I understand it, at the edges, giving that frosty look. Another one with blind stamp and a little bit of stains, probably either in the processing or from transferring from the album. Leaving the geological wonders, looks like a house on a small river, falls, lots of volcanic looking stone. More desolate volcanic. If you'll notice on the pile of lava in the foreground, there's a human figure, and photographers would often put human figures in there to show scale. Bird's eye view of the city. All throughout history, bird's eye views have been popular. So a little bit of brown stains in the sky, and in the center mid-ground we see what looks like steam coming from some kind of a smokestack. The Hilo historians will have to weigh in on what that steam is. It showed up in several of the snapshots that also came at the end of this album from the family that owned all the pictures. Two Hawaiian boys. Nice pose. I don't know what this is. I'm assuming it's Japanese writing and some kind of martial arts or dance activity, with the master squatting down in front of the group and some spectators in Western ties and coats in Hawaii in the background. Back to some volcanic rocks and landscape. This is a succession on lava. Once the lava has run out of the volcano over the ground, it takes a while before plants start growing and dying and producing mulch and further growing, and this is called succession. Small gazebo with a large house in the background. Looks like wires across the top. Port, sailing ships. Typical road. And palm trees. Looks like a pier, small pier. Couple walking. I would guess this is sugarcane. Couple of other gazebos. Looks like one in back of the other, or adjoining. Yeah, it's not a circular gazebo. It's got a figure 8 shaped. Palm trees, ocean, palm trees, boats. More river through volcanic soil. And dramatic silhouette of person with cargo ships in the background. The sort of the what was in this album is just a large group, too large for me to scan, of photographs. Probably some of them might be Chok Chang or the person who owned the album. So that ends our album from Hilo, Hawaii. I wanted to, if you want to contact me, I'll give you information about condition and things. They're generally pretty good.